Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakudash.
We want to give double honors to our elder apostles, elder bishops, and great millstone rule well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right? And we are in Mississippi County. All right? And we are here once again, week in, week out. All right? Sun up, sun down. To prophesy the downfall of Babylon, man. What you know is America, man. And we out here to wake up Abraham's chosen seed, man. Yahweh's chosen seed. All right, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Latino Americans, and Native Americans. All right, who today would be called Judah, the so-called Negroes, Benjamin, the so-called West Indians, Levi, the so-called Haitians, Shemaiah, the so-called Dominicans, Zebulon, the so-called Guatemala and Panamanian Indians, Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Rican Indians, Manasseh, the so-called Cubans, Gad, the so-called North American Indians, Reuben, the so-called Seminole Indians, Naphtali, the so-called Argentinian and Chilean Indians, Asher, the so-called Colombia, the Uruguayan Indians, and Issachar, the so-called Mexicans. All right, these people are the scattered tribes of Israel, man. All right? Yes,
Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation, not desire.
It's not talking about the whole nation. It's talking about the 1/3. If a brother can get that in second Ezra, about that out of the whole cluster, one grape. All right, the nation is not desired. Is the names that we just named on this board, man. Who you call minorities, who you call immigrants for the most part, who you call foreigners for the most part, illegal aliens, who you call criminals when you wake up and watch the local news.
Usual suspects.
The usual suspects. I just thought about that term, the usual suspects. You know, the 12 tribes got a stigma on them to where as soon as you see them, you think negative. All right, what the nation not desire, man. We move into your neighborhoods, you move out your neighborhoods, man. All right? We move into the side of town, all the good stores leave. You know, and the good stores get replaced. They get replaced with beauty supply stores, liquor stores, cheap gas stations. All right, then that nigga energy starts to come around. All right, can you read it again from the top?
It's Zephaniah 2:1. It says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired, man. And like I said, the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, Native American, Latino Americans, man. All right, Hispanic Americans, man. All right, or Hispanics a lot. All right, you're the nation not desired, man. All right, but it said gather together. So we're in the great gathering.
That's right.
All right.
Verse 2 in the NLT right here. Gather before judgment begins, before your time to repent is blown away like chaff.
What's the judgment? Ultimately the missiles. But the time of Jacob's trouble is going to precede that. So gather yourselves before the time of Jacob's trouble, man. All right, so this is the great gathering, man. And the 1/3. The 1/3 really represents the nation right now. Because 2/3 are going to get destroyed by the wrong America, man.
Baruch 4:37. Lo, your sons come, whom you sent away. They come gathered together.
One second, brother. All right, who's this talking to? It's talking to the land of Israel.
That's right.
The Most High is talking to the land of Israel as though it was a woman.
That's right.
And the Most High is telling the land of Israel, Jerusalem, which is the mother to us all.
That's right.
So in Galatians 4:26, it says Jerusalem is the mother to us all.
Right.
Now Baruch is talking to Jerusalem as though it's the mother.
That's right.
Your sons come gather. Go ahead.
Hey, that's right. Baruch 4:37. Lord, your sons come, whom you sent away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One.
Now from the east to the west, that represents that great gathering. All right, that great deliverance pursuant to Isaiah the 11th chapter. From Cush.
That's right.
All right, from Elam, from everywhere. Because it said in Acts 2:5 that the Jews came from these different lands. You know? It said, all right. It said, hey, as a matter of fact, Catholic Times will get that Acts 2:5. And the Spirit doing his thing right now, man. All right, but can you start from the top again?
Yeah, this is back in Baruch 4:37. Lord, your sons come, whom you sent away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High.
What's gathering us right now?
It's the word.
The word! It's gathering us, man. is gathering us, man. My sheep hear my voice and come calling. All right? Hey, come calling, man. And what happened when a lion roared? Yahweh Shah was roaring just then, man. You know?
You can hear a lion roar like miles.
Miles, man.
For miles, man.
You know? My sheep hear my voice, man. And the word of Yahweh Shai, the word is the voice of Yahweh Shai.
Right.
So we can't gather by way of the word according to the scriptures, man.
Right.
All right, so can you get that in Acts 2 and 5 before we jump back to Baruch?
Acts 2 and 5.
All right, go ahead, Lamont.
This is the book of Acts chapter 2, verse 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, so like the devout men,
Yep.
out of every nation under heaven.
Yep.
Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak the Galilean?
Yeah, come.
You know what? These are Israelites. These are Israelites that spoke different languages, but the Holy Spirit came on them and they were able to prophesy the disciples to these Israelites that were scattered throughout their landmass.
That's right.
Verse 8. And how hear we every every man in our own tongue wherein we were born?
Yep.
Parthians and Medes
Yep.
and Elamites
Yep.
and the dwellers in Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia.
So it's a coin. That's why when you go to but Revelation 7 and 9, when John seen that mixed multitude, these were Israelites that were scattered. Now this was what around about 2,000 years ago. So imagine how much more now.
Yo, because it's a stumbling block for people.
Right.
Because they'll be like, wait a minute, what about that great number that he couldn't number?
That's it.
All right?
It was so fully open to everybody. Why is it called the mystery of the Gentiles?
The mystery of the
It's a
Gentiles.
mystery.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And like I said, they say speaking in different tongues, but they all speak different, especially now. You have our people in every country, but we've been scattered everywhere. So they speak Chinese, whatever.
Yeah.
So say
That's right. Go ahead, bro.
And in Judea and in Cappadocia and Pontus and Asia and
So you had Jews, Hebrews in Asia.
Yeah.
And he said Elam.
Right.
So you had Hebrew Israelites, so-called black men in India before the diaspora 1,500 years later. So you got through the spirit, I think a lot of them Elamites niggas, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, this is Jake. I had did a video, man. He's an Israelite foreigner, but he's rapping like Project Pat.
Yeah.
He was inspired by Project Pat, but he's over there in India.
And I think a lot of those Elamite women are Israelites.
Yeah.
It's something about the women, man.
Yeah.
But hey, well, no matter what they are, they gonna get took, man. Hey,
Right.
no matter what they are, they gonna get took, man. Elam, man. You know? Go ahead.
verse 10.
Shit.
Phrygia and
Is that Phrygia?
Phrygia
Or tomato?
Phrygia and Pamphylia in Egypt and in parts of Libya about Cyrene and strangers of Rome.
Whoa, strangers of Rome. That tells you, I think it's Acts the 18th chapter, that the Jews were ordered to leave Rome because they were causing riots, man.
They had camps out there.
That's right.
They had camps out there, and it was causing hell, man. So this is Acts reloaded.
Yep. So this connects with Baruch.
That's right.
We come gather from the east to the west, because the one scripture says we come gather from the west to the east. That's America to Jerusalem.
Right.
But when it says to the east to the west, it's basically saying we're just being gathered from all parts of the world.
That's all it is.
Which
Symbolic talk.
symbolic talk, going back to Acts 2 and 5 on down. Jews scattered abroad back then, because what did you have? Shalom, brother. Hey, what did you have back? What did you have? You know, enemy? what did you have back then? You had the diaspora, the Babylonian diaspora, because the Assyrians took over northern kingdom, right? But then what happened with the Babylonians?
To go to southern kingdom.
And it was a great diaspora.
Right.
So you gotta know your history. You Christians, y'all gotta know your history to know the mystery.
All right, go ahead.
It said the strangers of Rome, and the stranger goes to of a foreign resident.
Yep.
So the Israelites, being in Rome, was foreign to them because they were from Jerusalem.
Yeah, because like
Israel.
I was studying the Bohemians, right? They would say this particular artist in his time was a Bohemian. So I looked that word up and found out that the Bohemians was basically like the French. I want to say Bulgarians, but I could be wrong. But it was like the Bulgarians living amongst the French. But it was like in a subculture amongst the French. Whereas the French was sort of high class and high mannered. The Bohemians, they were more like the hippies of that time. So they were really foreigners in France. Kind of like they was part of the underworld. They had their own little subculture, little hippie, artsy vibe, like the Fungier area type vibe, like a poor artsy type of person. All right, but we were like the Bohemians in certain cultures. All right, we was the underdogs in those cultures, man.
I got pre-show for you.
Let's go.
And this is Habakkuk 1 and 5. Behold, you among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days which you would not believe, though it be told you. And that's the concept of what? The Israelite born. That's what that's talking about. Again, Habakkuk 1 and 5. Behold, you among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days which you will not believe, though it be told you.
Man, like just going to the Israelite foreigner, man.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's spoken. Go ahead, brother.
I got some history for you. The Bohemians.
Hey, that's the spirit, bro. You got it, bro.
This is the Bohemians. It says a lifestyle. It says the term Bohemian can also refer to a lifestyle that is artistic and unconventional. The term originated in Paris in the early 19th century. It came to be used to describe people who lived with or interacted with Roma people or gypsies who were known for their wandering lifestyle.
Yeah, God. So they weren't a part of the opulent French lifestyle. They were a part of the hippie underworld lifestyle, the artsy, basically the artsy vegans now. The eccentrics, you know, but they just remind me of like the strangers in Rome.
Hey, so Rome and Paris is where?
Europe.
Where?
Italy.
Italy, right?
Yeah.
Hebrews 13 and 24. I had to say that.
I know Paris, well, Rome is Italy.
Right.
Paris, France.
Right. So salute all them that have the rule over you, and all the saints, they of Italy salute you.
They of Italy. You know?
When Cornelius, he was from the Italian band.
That's right. That's right.
Because basically Cornelius was a black cop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or you know.
Yeah, he was.
Because they make these movies like what's that, Gemini Man? You got movies like where the main character be an Israelite like Will Smith. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the main character would be a man that was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
That's Cornelius.
That's right.
You know, and we all know that cop that pulled by the camp that we grew up with. That, you know what I'm saying? That he became a cop though. You know, or he was in the military, came back home. That's Cornelius, man.
Remember years ago that Dutch was going about Cornelius. Through the Spirit, the Lord allowed a commercial come out with Blake Griffin playing Cornelius. You know?
Right, yeah.
I'm like, man, that was spiritual right there.
Yeah.
You know, the back and forth was going back years ago about Cornelius, and the Israelite or so-called, Gentile. But the Lord allowed the Spirit for Esau to make a commercial for Cornelius to be played by Blake Griffin.
And Cornelius means what? Seed.
Yeah, seed.
Meaning what? So the doctrine had to come to him first, and then it was sprouted to the other Gentiles, right? Which were Israelites.
See that? But you know, check it out. You could go to the vision with Peter. Is it Acts 10?
Acts 10, I think.
Yeah.
I got a quick one though.
They said they were from the Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was like basically like the underworld of Paris. Like I said, the artsy vegan hippies.
Yeah.
Like the Fungier area in Jackson, Mississippi. You know, but we had our underworld. You know, we was the outcasts of those different cultures. That's why I said to the strangers scattered abroad.
Right.
So we had our eccentric culture as Hebrews. It only makes sense.
Well, Apostle Paul.
Yeah.
Didn't he have a Roman citizenship?
He had Roman citizenship, so it only makes sense that because Paris is Europe, right? France is Europe. So and a lot of those could have been Israelites, bro. A little more to it, but the thing that made us strangers is that we weren't really European like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like we was the Hebrews. How can I put this? It's kind of the Jew man at the liquor store, which is really Ishmael. They got a whole other culture. When you walk in their store, they might be playing Ishmaelite music. You know what I mean? They got the turban around their head, but it's like a non-conventional compared to America. So we were like non-conventional in a lot of those places that we got scattered. A lot of us were acculturated, and we did adopt their cultures. This is how you have westernized Elamites, westernized Ishmaelites.
But you know what makes sense? That's why the prophecy told Joseph to take Yahushua to Egypt. Because you had, Jake out there in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense what you're saying.
I got the history for y'all, bag on everything y'all saying about this Jews in Rome, and this is from pbs.org, and it said Jews have lived in Rome since the 2nd century BC. Julius Caesar and Augustus supported laws that allowed Jews protection to worship as they choose.
So we had an eccentric culture, showing you that we weren't fully acculturated in the Roman way. We were like the so-called Jew man today, but ironically we're the Jew man. You know.
It said by the beginning of the 1st century AD, Jews had separated from their homeland in Judea across the Mediterranean, and there were major Jew communities in Syria, Egypt, and Greece, practicing a very different religion from that of their neighbors. They were often unpopular as a result. The Jews' communities were often close-knit to protect themselves and their faith.
Bro, I'm starting to think, because, bro, remember that time we had that feast? So we had a Bohemian style. Those low seats, Bohemian style. Now you go on, like, what's that word? Timu. We got, like, Bohemian style curtains. Bohemian style, they say he's going boho. Your style might be Bohemian. But that came from the Bohemian culture during the Paris during the 19th century. But I'm starting to connect some spiritual dots, bro. We gotta do a little history, bro. All right, you got it, bro.
This is Romans 1:7. To all that be in Rome, beloved of the Most High, called to be saints, grace to you and peace from the Most High, our Father, and the Lord Yahushua Mashiach.
Yeah, we had turbans. The Romans might have had hats. Like you said, we had the Hebrew communities in Rome, and it was unpopular. It was non-conventional. Non-conventional means it's not of the main culture. Your style or your way is not of the dominant culture. Like I said, one thing I can think of is like Elam or even Ham coming over here and keeping their culture. You know?
Beneficial.
Say it again?
Not beneficial.
It wasn't beneficial to the dominant power structure. But the thing that made us strangers is that we had a culture that was outside of the European way at that time. You know? Like I said, you walking around with a beard and a turban, but the average Roman doesn't have a beard. You know, you walk around with a garment fringes. You know what I mean?
To the locals, you look strange because you bring a little culture within the midst of their residence.
Yeah. By default, it's non-conventional, man. All right, non-conventional means like non-popular. All right.
I think he had the X27. You had something?
I want to say so it makes you separated.
Yeah,
it makes you separated. So that's one of the most high signs. Like you will be a separate people from the other nations.
That's right.
That's how like you'll be tell like, and you see the strangers, people confused face, be like that person might be an Israelite. Because they got like a different spirit of the spirit of separation.
Yeah, right. And like I said, you said we were a peculiar people. So we're like a strange bird inside of their community or inside of their zoo. What type of bird is that? Hey man, bro, because first they said, they had the art museum exhibit with Picasso. They said he was Bohemian, like his style was, he was reclusive, like, you know what I mean. And then the classical music composer Frederick Chopin, they said he was an artist. He had a Bohemian style.
That's the one that made the movie about. That light-skinned Jake played that violin. That was somebody else.
I think it was somebody else.
I think they were doing the French Revolution though. I forgot his name.
I gotta check him out, bro.
Yeah, it's a movie about that light-skinned Jake.
Chopin played that piano.
Yeah.
But they all said like they were Bohemian. And he's like, these are, and I'm starting to do the spirit. Why does the Bohemian style resonate with brothers? I speak for myself. I look up Bohemian. I'm like, I like that, bro. But it's Middle Eastern, bro. So I have reason to believe. I'm starting to speculate that those people from Czech Republic, man, they might have been Israelites, man. You know,
we scattered throughout all nations.
Yeah.
You know, even Edom.
Yep. And I don't want to speak too soon without doing the research,
Right,
but I'm speculating right now.
Right.
You know? All right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 27, verse 1. And when it was determined that we should sail into Italy, they delivered Paul and certain other prisoners unto one named Julius, a centurion of Augustus' band.
Right. So the point is, they sailed to Italy, right? And that's why you had books, to the saints in Rome, Corinth, Greece, and things of that nature because of the scattering. And Apostle Paul had to magnify his office by teaching the Gentiles, which were Israelites, the true way of Yahushua.
Yep. Because
Because they were all, what happened? They became strangers to the true customs. But the wicked Pharisees and the Sadducees, they thought it was all about the law. No, it was about favor within Yahushua. Repentance first, and then your belief system.
Yep.
And that word shek, when you go into the root, it goes derived from the Proto-Slavic root selling, sell. It says meaning member of a people or kinsman.
Because they got an eccentric look, bro. If you look up Czech people, if I'm saying it correctly, they got an eccentric look, man. You mix Jake in a group of people, then the offspring come out looking eccentric and peculiar, man. But the dead giveaway is their customs, man.
I got one for you.
You got it, bro.
James 1:1. James, a servant of the Most High and the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
Right, and what's that in Peter's where it says the strangers? You got something wrong? But yeah, to the 12 tribes scattered, man. The Apostle Paul's ministry was very similar to our leader's ministry. He woke up the Israelites that was asleep in other countries, man. Because every state within America is like a country. But like Elder Apostle Hart, just naming a correlation just through the Spirit. All right, what did he do through the Spirit? He woke up these different camps throughout the world. So the Apostle Paul's ministry was amplified because they went from Jerusalem to the known world back then, man. All right. So spiritually, New York is like Jerusalem, man. All right, that's the Mecca, man. All right, through the Spirit, man. But
Apostle Paul back anyway.
Yeah, I mean through the Spirit, man. You're gonna do what you did in your last life. So we're the same churches that woke up, man. We could all, the whole South could be New Orleans, Mississippi. We could all be Corinth,
Well, I hope not.
But somebody is. Well, we learn from our mistakes from the last life. All right.
This is what.
So you got to quick. Go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other, and there shall serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Because go ahead, bro.
No, just say the point is basically that the Lord will scatter us amongst all the nations, man. So every nation, all 17, excluding Israel, Jake gonna be within those nations looking like them. But they're actually Israelites, that's why you gotta try to spirit on people.
I mean, there's a certain part of Ethiopia, they had these music videos, and the way that was dancing, I'm like, oh hell nah.
Right.
It's Jake. But you got a lot.
Too much
So, you have Jake, looking up last names, but you still gotta judge the spirit.
It's all in the spirit.
It's all in the spirit, man.
Man, you got Jake's look like Edomites. If you Google their lineage, it'll go all the way back to the Edomites part of Europe.
Right.
But that motherfucker's a Jake.
He's a nigga.
Yep. If he resonate with Israelites, that's a Jake.
That's right.
That's how I know Tom Hanks a Jake.
Yeah.
This how I believe Tom, because
Yeah.
I grew up loving Tom Hanks.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, animated ass.
He's the
Man.
only one on Living Color that looked like a so-called Edomite.
Right.
Yeah, Jim. Yeah, Jim.
Yep. A lot of them, man, like going to Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Because,
I wouldn't be surprised if Leo.
Say that again.
Leo and Black. I wouldn't be surprised. The way they are able to, they know music. They're really into music.
There's John chapter 6, verse 44, verse 45. And no man can come to me except the Father which sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day.
Hey, going back to that great gathering. What's that, Zephaniah? And going back to Baruch the gathering, man. Read that again, Rebecca Shah.
John chapter 6, verse 44. No man come to me except the Father which hath sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. It is written in the prophets, and they shall all be taught of the Most High. Every man therefore that have heard and have learned of the Father coming unto me.
Yep.
Now I want to say, our people gravitate to the law, statutes, and commandments.
Yep.
And even over there, in these other countries, you have people who, they look like the other nations, but they gravitate to the law, statutes, and commandments. They gravitate to stuff like, things we be into, especially on a high frequency.
Yeah. Well, something that Elder Pastor Hart brought out that resonates for me. You gotta be a Jake to reach that elite level. Like he was talking about, like martial arts, like mixed martial arts. In order to reach that elite level, you gotta be a Jake. You gotta tap into your spirit. So even when it comes to movies and stuff, those elite actors, elite athletes, you gotta be a Jake, man. Because any type of discipline, it has a science to it. You really gotta tap into your spirit to tap, to excel in it.
And even back in ancient times, in order to be a good samurai, you have to have Negro blood.
You have to have Negro blood.
You know what I'm saying?
What did it say in Isaiah? Surely you're turning of things upside down.
Right.
So now having Negro blood is a liability.
Right.
Especially during the time of slavery and after slavery. But really to have a leg up in society, you have to have that Jake blood in you.
That's right, bro.
All right?
That's it. Now I got this for you. This is 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 1. Peter, an apostle of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Capernaum, Asia, and Bethany. Wow. Bithynia. Elect according to the foreknowledge of the Most High, our Father, through sanctification of the Spirit, unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Grace be unto you, and peace be multiplied.
The point is, it's the scattering. So you have elect that was scattered throughout these different nations, right?
Yeah, and that's the point. The two words are strangers and elect. So look, man, we have Israelites who are laden, or they're just immersed into the cultures of the other heathen, and you can't look at it on face value. And if you could get that in the vision with John the Revelator, the John the Revelator, when he saw that number that he couldn't count, is that Revelation 7?
Revelation 7.
No.
This Revelation chapter 7, verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, all of all nations, and kindreds, and people, and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
Yep. He said, which he could not number, right? And that was after the 12,000, because you got the elect, right, that did the works, but then you got that great gathering, man, the 1/3, man. All right, the family, the friends of the prophets. All right, the wives, baby mamas. I'm just talking with the wives, the children of the prophets, man. All right, because we're scattered, man. All right, and all throughout the scriptures, because the scripture says precept upon precept, line upon line. All right, go ahead, brother.
Got you, bro. Revelation 5 and 9. And they sung a new song, saying, "You are worthy to take the book," to Yahweh Shah, "and to open the seals thereof," understanding of the scriptures, "for you were slain and have redeemed us to the Most High by your blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation."
Yeah, out of every people,
Just spoke it up then.
tongue, kindred, and nation. We just spoke it
All
up.
the nation come and live their culture over here.
Yeah, but look at them. Look at their word, bro. Hey, well, we're gonna judge the spirit, bro.
Okay. No, I just come back there when I take you out.
I got a quick one. This Tobit 13:3. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he has scattered us among them.
Yep. And this is a beautiful book, man. And once you get immersed into your culture, your heritage, and a promise that was given to you. Started with our forefather Abraham, our forefather Isaac, Jacob, and his sons, man. And when you realize what you've been a bridge to, man, it's a beautiful thing knowing what's coming, man. All right? That's why the scripture says better is the end of a thing than the beginning, man. All right, so we know when we see when we walking outside in the morning time, you can't make this up, bro. You can't make this up, bro. We know we walk outside in the morning and the sun ain't up.
It is at Faulkner Street. This is 516 Faulkner.
516
I'm not sure about that name. We can look it up for you.
516 East Faulkner Street.
Hey, where you guys from?
Yeah, Meridian, Mississippi.
Before that.
Huh?
Before Meridian.
Before Meridian?
Before you made it to Meridian.
Kosciuszko, Mississippi.
Oh, okay. I'll leave you alone.
Madera County.
Yeah, okay. Hey, I love your attire.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, very beautiful.
Yeah.
Have a good day, okay?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we will look up the address for him?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my phone's on, I don't know the name of that street.
Yeah, one day they trying to get up there.
I tell you what, if a brother finds out, he can go over there and help him, and we'll just continue teaching. Nah, they move forward, huh? But yeah. They might be us.
I won't be surprised.
Bro, come on, man.
The woman got flavor.
Then he yanked robbed me. I said, what are you? I said, what are you?
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Just bring out your point. Acts 18:1 NLT. Then Paul left Athens and went to Corinth. There he became acquainted with a Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, who had recently arrived from Italy with his wife Priscilla.
So you had Jews, Hebrews in Italy. This is really before the Moorish Empire. You already had Hebrews in Italy. What history does, what Idumean history does, it creates this illusion that everybody stayed where they were in their native lands for the past 6,000 years.
Right.
No, Jake been moving.
Right.
Jake been passport bros, man. Forefather Abraham was fresh out of Babylon. That was the America of his time. He went from Babylon to Jerusalem, man. That was spiritual. Because we spiritually went from Babylon to Jerusalem in our minds. You see? So, I mean, that's a good point, man. He came from Pontus. He said he came from Italy. So Jake been mobbing out there in Italy, man. All right, but that's just the point that, hey, man, this great gathering is going to be so spiritual because 2,000 years later, you're going to look just like the other nations. But a spiritual eye is going to be like, man, he kind of saucy, man. Wife looks saucy. Even he had a little, you know, Jake get a cane in their hand, that's still, you know, they got a little sauce to them, man. All right?
It says they had left Italy when Claudius Caesar deported all Jews for Rome.
Because Jews was causing riots in Rome, man. All right? But, I mean, that's maybe you get Isaiah the 11th chapter. Going back to that gay grab and make it like, you see that drink on top of it? You may drink just like that. I will get it from the teacher. All right?
I got a quick one, Z.
Okay, fine.
And this is John 19:19. And Pilate wrote a title and put it on the cross, and the writing was Yahushua of Nazareth, the King of the Jews.
Yep.
This title then read many of the Jews, for the place where Yahushua was crucified was near to the city, and it was written in Hebrew and Greek and Latin.
Why was it written in Hebrew, Greek, and Latin?
Because you had Israelites scattered.
You had Israelites scattered
They spoke
speaking
those different
They
languages.
spoke those different languages, man. Because we're technically speaking Greek and Latin now.
Right.
You know?
Right.
All the time we're speaking Hebrew is when we greet each other, we say the Lord's Prayer, you know, Shalom. But we really speaking Greek and Latin. So it's not like it's far-fetched that Jake was speaking Greek and Latin. Because English is a derivative of Latin. Yeah, yeah, come.
It's only one they got.
Nah, I wonder what he had. Yeah.
It was just the brothers that brought it. So,
Oh, you said it was just for him.
But the
God.
point is that we was all scattered throughout the four corners of the world, man. So anybody that receives his doctrine and actually understands his doctrine, hands down, by no default, they're Israelites.
Yep.
They're automatically Israelites, man.
That's why this book, it's a spiritual book, and we're no longer in the time of our forefathers where we had a pedigree.
Right.
When we came to the gates of Jerusalem, we had to give you a pedigree. You know? So now we got to judge by the Spirit, man.
Right.
And pursuant to Revelation, the 7th chapter, man, it's going to be a great gathering from the great diaspora, from the Babylonian diaspora, and there's no telling. But even our folks. Go ahead, bro. We got over there, my guys. It's like 4 okay, we got it. All right, come. All right.
This is John chapter 10, verse 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
They follow me. Then he know us. He called us individually. When it was time for us to wake up, bro, every brother got called individually.
And it doesn't matter how they look.
Nope.
It doesn't matter how they look or what their last name is.
That's why you had one Hebrew Israelite that got outcast by these Hebrew Israelite camps, right? Then the Spirit had him come to the great millstone.
Right.
And was judged by spiritual men. Like, no, fuck it, you're an Israelite, man. Fuck all that shit, you're an Israelite, man. You got beautiful brothers that look like their mothers. They're Edomite mothers, man. All right? You know how many Israelites, they mama Edomite, and her mama Edomite, all right? Or, you know, and it has to go back to their granddad for you to trace it back to a so-called black man. But if you didn't go back to his father's father, even his father's father's father, you be like, man, you're an Edomite.
Right.
No, you're an Edomite. I'm sorry. You're an Israelite, man.
Israelites.
You know, another way you know somebody an Edomite, another way you know somebody an Israelite, they just vibe with Jake.
Right.
They just vibe. You can put them around the toughest, gangsterest Jakes, and they still feel comfortable around them. Because an Edomite, he feel like he got to handle you. An Edomite, it ain't going to be no cool vibe. Oh, he cool. He got a sight. Nah, I know one thing I know about Israelite foreigners, they feel comfortable around Jake. They feel comfortable around him. You know what I'm saying? All right.
1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of Yahweh Bahashai.
Try the Spirit, man.
How we try the Spirit? The Scriptures.
The measuring rod.
The measuring rod.
That's right. It says, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
Yep. But we learned all this from our forefathers. They started with Elder Pastor Harlem down, man.
Right.
You know? Yeah. And we learned directly from them as far as judging the spirit and not judging the book by its cover. Hey, Yahweh was planting a seed in our minds when we was little. Don't judge the book by its cover. Yeah. Yahweh was planting a seed in our mind. Hey, you know, he was planting a seed because we was all taught that probably going up.
That's it.
Don't judge the book by its cover.
Right.
So why was that seed being planted? Right. Like he was letting us know, like, you're going to have your kinsmen who don't look like you.
Right. Which is spiritual understanding.
Yep.
And you think about the prophecy within Wisdom of Solomon in the 5th chapter, how they should be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. You know, of course and foremost, it's talking about the chariots because that's a unique type of deliverance, you know. When you think about it from another spiritual perspective, these people are not going to realize when they see so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you know, again, beamed up. But more so on another level, you have different Israelite camps. They push out like the Israelites are all so-called black people.
Yep.
And they're gonna be amazed when they see so-called Chinese-looking people, Africans, you know, so-called white-looking people and stuff like that getting beamed up. So that's strange in a sense.
That's why a lot of you guys, I'm gonna say the name, like Yaki, right? He's heavy on the help tip, right? And I admire him on the help tip. First of all, he don't fully believe in the Bible. But y'all be pushing this Kemetic shit, man. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Then when y'all push this Kemetic, Afrocentric, Black Panther shit, you leave your Northern Kingdom brothers out. Do you know how much Hebrew evidence there is in America before we got here? Do you know how much evidence, archaeological evidence they got up here? First of all, a so-called Native American Indian mound is a Hebrew high place. The Spirit hopped on Elder Kazaki. I'll let her bring that out, man. A Native American Indian mound is a Hebrew high place, man. All right. A lot of the so-called Native Americans, they kept the ceremonies of the Hebrews because they're Hebrews. There's more evidence of them being Hebrews than us being Hebrews, man. So y'all get into this Kemetic, pro-black shit, this dark skin, beard, LeBron James shit. You leave out your northern kingdoms, let alone the Israelite foreigner. You know?
That's some Elder Kazan. He always push out over the years, like, you can find much archaeological evidence on so-called Native Americans, but you can find so-called African Americans, you know?
And this is Isaiah 52 and 15, just backing you up, Shaquat, because like he says, a good point. When they see these Israelite foreigners go up into them chariots, they're gonna be in a maze, you know. But at the same time frame, they will be changed prior to them going inside those chariots. But the point is, they're gonna get beamed up. Isaiah 52 and
just make it point up. Elder Apostle Bar always bring that point out. One of the brothers, I think in the UK, he had a vision, and his wife is like, you know, so-called looking, white-looking woman, you know. But she had a dream that she was in the kingdom of heaven. She had dark skin.
See, I'm telling you, prior to you going into that chariot, all of us gonna be changed, right? We're gonna get our glory.
You can feel it in your spirit. That's why Elder Apostle Bar was like, he loved them Sicilian women, the Sicilian women. You know why? Because they're Israelites.
Oh man, I think about Mike's girl on Godfather 1. She was beautiful, man. I'm the one that got killed over there out there in Italy, man, Sicily. You know, and this is Isaiah 52 and 15. I'm gonna read this in the NLT. And he will startle many nations, Yahushua. Kings will stand speechless in his presence, for they will see what they had not been told. They will understand what they had not heard about. And that's the point. So again, Isaiah 52 and 15, and he will startle many nations. Kings will stand speechless in his presence, for they will see what they had not been told. They will understand what they had not heard about.
Then Yahushua's a so-called black man.
That's right. That's it. That's it.
And then, you know, only a black man, a so-called black man, can spun out so many varieties of looks of people, for lack of a better word.
Well, Esau.
Yeah.
Esau's the main example.
Yeah. Isaac could look like a chef.
Yeah.
He spun out of Esau, man.
Right.
Because what does the color black and brown come from? It's a combination of all the spectrums of the rainbow. If you mix all the spectrums of the rainbow, it's brown. Like, brothers got all the colors in you. So you can spit out a red-haired looking Edomite, but she'll be an Israelite. That's why the reason why we're this color, because we have all the spectrums in you. There's a gemstone called tourmaline, and it's usually black tourmaline. But you know why I found out it's black? Because it contains all the colors within the spectrum, and it comes out looking black, but really we play that out with our brown melanin, man. That's why in your genes you have everybody's makeup in you, man. So typically, no Edomite is gonna spun out a Jake that look like me, or somebody that look like me. But I can spun out a Israelite that looks like an Edomite. They got straight hair and everything, blue eyes, you know, boy love to hunt. But you're an Israelite, all right? Because you gotta go into the dominant recessive genes. The Israelite got the dominant genes. A dominant gene can spin off recessive genes. It can spin off the genes of the other nations. All right, we got everybody in us, or all the looks of everybody in us. But the inferior genes can't spin off superior genes, man. It don't work like that, man. All right. So, but like I said, in the great deliverance, but even in the great gathering now, there's gonna be Jakes that look like Ishmaelites and Elamites, man. They're drill music worldwide. Those are just Israelites, man. Influenced by the left hand. How do we know? Because Yahweh said, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they call. I mean, they come. You know, when I call them, they come coming. But when they hear Israelite culture on the left hand side, they still get gathered, you know? It's on the left hand, man. But can you believe Most High brought those foreigners? That's how Bohemian looks, man. All right?
Quick one. 2nd Ezra 6:54. And after these, Adam also, whom you made Lord of all your creatures, of him come we all.
Of him come we all.
Yeah.
Because he's the prototype.
That's right, bro.
He's the prototype.
That's it. That's it.
Out of the prototype comes everybody else, man.
Come.
All right?
And since you said that, and the people also whom you have chosen.
Yep. It's chosen line.
That's right.
Because when you read the book of Genesis, that story was really about the spawning or the developing of that chosen nation. Because the Most High made man, he came forth out of the waters, all right? But out of that group of men, he got 2 people, Adam and Eve, out of that species of men. And out of those 2 people, he created a genealogy, you know? And that genealogy was going to be the bloodline to the chosen people and ultimately Yahushua, pursuant to Luke the 3rd chapter, man.
That's right. So Eve came out of what? She came from, like the elder said, Adam's lineage.
Yep. Eve came out of Adam's lineage, man. On your own time, go back to Bohemians and go to Google Image. Just get that look. All right, and you can go ahead, going back to that great gathering. You can go back to Isaiah 49. Going back to Israel being personified as a mother, trying to figure out who are all these men coming to her land post America's destruction. All right, somewhere in Isaiah 49. All right. See, this is a beautiful thing, and you know what? A lot of Israelites, it might be the 1/3, who knows, but they're getting tired of America. A lot of Israelites are withdrawing from the system of America, from the culture of America, man. So after a while, nobody wants to keep hitting the same hole, man. So America's getting played out, man. All right? You know, Jake had their fun in America, and they saw the consequences of having their fun in America, man. All right, but you got the Bohemian and the Google images. Yeah, brother should be getting in Isaiah.
I got Isaiah.
All right, go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 1. Listen, O isles or islands, unto me and hearken, you people from far. The Lord has called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother has he made mention of my name.
Yep.
Verse 2. And he has made my mouth like a sharp sword.
Going to the part where the land was talking to the land. Like who are these that come from afar? But hey, because the point is, the Spirit got us to focus on the great gathering that's gonna come from all the nations. All right, that main gathering is from America, man. All right, but post America's destruction, all right, our sons and our daughters, they're gonna come to Jerusalem by way of ships, man. All right. The nations are going to send them out, all right, by way of ships, man. All right? And this is going to be a beautiful thing, man. All right? Our sons, man. Our daughters, man. All right? And everything you go through, it's a script, man. Your day-to-day, when you at the store and the way people treat you, when you're on a job, the things you go through, the simulation that you go through, it's a written script, man. But it's part of your thing you got to go through before you get delivered, man. All right? Because every legend, every hero has a humble beginning, man. Right? Every victor has a humble beginning, man. All right? So this is our humble beginning, man. All right? But it's a script. All right? You know? Hey, can you show the brothers the Bohemians? Come on. Oh no, it was the one like who are these that come from afar? You can show the camera. And if we can't find the Spirit, just doesn't want it to come out. But those are the Bohemians, man. So, hey, brother, I'm starting to speculate. The Bohemians going back to Paris. Those are Israelites, man. Scattered. Those are strangers in Paris communities, man. All right, for the Czech Republic, man. But we was all in Europe pursuant to Acts the 2nd chapter, man. And the Lord forbid I'm telling you the wrong chapter, you know. But like I said, if it's the wrong chapter, yeah, it just wasn't meant to come out, you know. But hey, they go to horn, it just wasn't meant to come out, you know.
We're going to read Isaiah 49:12. Behold, these shall come from afar, and lo, these from the north and from the west, and these from the land of Sinim, which is Egypt.
Yep.
Verse 13, sing, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth into singing, O mountains, for Yahweh has comforted his people and will have mercy on his afflicted.
He will comfort his people and have and comfort his afflicted. And how is his afflicted being comforted? Through the word. We circling back to the opening scriptures, you know. And that's why we got to give ourselves wholly to the scriptures, so our comfort can come solely from the scriptures, man. Everything else is little temporal things like wine, food, but the main comfort got to be these scriptures, man. Hey, I saw the movie Joker, the sequel.
Okay.
Yeah, what's his girl name? Cause Joker had a girlfriend. I saw the movie, and it was played by Lady Gaga, Harley Quinn. But guess what? It's a movie spoiler. I really don't recommend watching it because it was not exciting. But basically, he started to give up on his purpose. He started to give up, and she was reminding him like, "No, you're the Joker. You shot this man on live TV." And she was reminding him like, "You did that shit." Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, it was me." It reminded me of Sophia. Like Sophia reminded me like, "No, you're the Israelites, man. You're an Israelite. Because his kingdom will beat you down, you know." But not Sophia, which is the comforter. Right? She'll remind you who you are, you know. All right. Oh, okay. Okay, come, for sure.
This is Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 1. Also, the son of my prophecy also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord, because the enemy have said against you, even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
Yeah, because you figure you had Israel. Hence the 1940 acres. All right.
Bound for a declaration.
Yep.
They established that.
Now, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now, so you go to the word aha in the blue letter, it goes to like to rejoice over your enemy's misfortune. But these other nations see us at the bottom right now, and they think we're gonna be here forever because they know we are the chosen people. It's just the majority of our people don't know they're the chosen people of the Bible. You know.
Now, what prophecy got fulfilled when them niggas came to our land back in 1948? Because the scripture said you were supposed to beat your the swords back in the pruning hooks, back in the plowshares. All right, supposed to be no more war, no more violence. They even told you that in the movie The Great Debaters that Jerusalem supposed to be the city of peace, but they've had like the most wars and all the other stuff because it's heated in our land. The shoe doesn't fit, man. Take that Cinderella slipper off. That's not you, man. All right.
Therefore prophesy and say, thus said the Lord, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye may be a possession unto the residue of the heathen.
That's the Most High actually talking to our land, Israel, man. All right. And the reason why we're hated here, because this is not our rest. We're foreigners. So foreigners get second-class treatment. Jerusalem is our rest, man. In Jerusalem, we had strangers in our land. Leviticus gave us protocol on how to deal with foreigners in our land. How to deal with an Ishmaelite that want to make money in our land. How to selling your kid, your slaves off the, like, you know, giving your slaves to your children. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord, to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, and to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathens that are around about.
And the infamy of the people going to that bad reputation that we have. brother going too early, the elder brother Z is going too early about that stigma. You know, going to that reproach, which goes into that curse that was going to go through on inside, man.
That nigga stigma.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk in, they hate you. Eve hates your ass like she not a nigga. Like she not up under the curses, man.
Right.
You know? We got that. Go ahead, bro.
It's like, no, so that's that dark cloud hovering upon us, man. Everywhere we go, no matter we go from America to another foreign land, those curses still going to follow us, man. Because it's a spiritual stigma.
And instead of us to cry, instead of us to holler to Yahweh Bahashim Hawashai, man, we're not supposed to love it here. And that's why the scriptures says a gift destroys the heart. What's the gift? Entertainment, bread and circuses, integration, casual dating, you know, cheap food, 4 for 4, pick 5, money, food stamps, EBT, income taxes, stimulus checks. Those are gifts that you get a Democratic president. You know, those are gifts that destroy the heart, man. You know, BET, World Star, TikTok, Facebook. So here you are in prison. All right, you are in prison. All right, distracted by the fact that you're in prison. Because you actually got Jason's institutionalized. They all on social media in prison. They got a hold of some cell phones, and they tap. You can't tell them shit.
Yeah, they going live.
Yeah.
Playing basketball.
They got G-Shock watches.
Yeah.
JB Grilling.
Yeah.
JB Grilling in jail, man.
Yeah.
Therefore, thus said the Lord, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea.
Against all Idumea. Who's Idumea? Edomites. The Grecians, because in Joel 3rd chapter, our forefather calls you a Grecian, showing you that the nation of Edom, the so-called white man, you got a source. Your source is them Grecians. And it came to pass, Philip of Macedonia, he took over the Macedonians. Because you can connect Philip of Macedon to who? Agag. 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 Because there was up under the Persian empire as a vessel empire. So it's like an assistant empire up under the Persian empire. You know, right after that, all right, the Grecians took over the Persians. That's why when you watch the movie, Alexander. Yeah, both. But Alexander was going to Darius. But his dad, Philip, had already had a stronghold on him, man. But Philip of Macedon, the Macedon goes back to the Amalekites, man. That's why they call Agag, what they call Agag, brother, in the book of Ezra and the Apocrypha.
Let's say it's Agagite.
Agagite.
But going back to Amalek ultimately.
But they also refer to him as a Macedonian.
Oh yeah, the Macedonian.
Yeah, hey brother, be on camera, brother. I'm scoffing. But no, it's the Ezra's in the Bible. You're right, he was an Agagite, showing you that he was a great descendant of Agag. All right, but they also refer to him as a Macedonian.
Right? Yeah. Haman the Agagite, but like I said, they named after. But we can pull it up.
Let's pull it up, bro.
I know it's in the rest of the books of Esther and the Apocrypha.
Yeah, it's in the rest of the books of Esther and the Apocrypha, bro.
Okay.
When they refer to him as a Macedonian, I could be wrong, but I believe they refer to him as a Macedonian too, bro.
You're right.
Well, no, it does. Yeah, it says.
Yeah. She put money on that one, bro. All right, go ahead, bro.
I got it.
All right, let him get it.
Oh, so I mean, you know,
It's
on y'all.
Man, let the elder get it, bro. Let's get it.
Esther chapter 16 and begin in verse 10. For Ammon, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood and far distant.
Ammon the Macedonian.
Yep.
And we all have the chronology. We all have the lineage of Haman going back to Agag. But it said Haman the Macedonian. Well, what? Go ahead, brother.
Being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood and far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us, has so far forth obtained the favor that we should show toward every nation, as that he was called our father, and was continually honored of all men as the next person unto the king. But he, not bearing his great dignity, went about to deprive us of our kingdom and life, having by manifold and cunning deceits sought of us the destruction as well of Mordecaius, who saved our life, and continually procured our good, as also our blameless Esther, partaker of our kingdom with their whole nation.
And the point was what? Haman the what? Now he was the Agagite, but it said he was the what?
There's one more verse for you.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
For by these means he thought, finding us destitute of friends, to have translated the kingdom of the Persians to the Macedonians.
Shock, you get that in the book of Maccabees, like the first chapter about Philip of.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is First Maccabees 1 verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian,
Who? Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian, go ahead.
who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
Just to show you that this is real history, you can watch the movie Alexander, and the first scene is when Alexander overtook Darius, man, or Darius, man. But did you see that connection? This is why our videos get shut down, and this is why, pursuing the Revelation 12, Satan gonna come in swinging, man. Doors gonna get kicked down because the scriptures just trace your ass back to Amalek, just like that. Go ahead.
This is Numbers 24 and 24. I think because I don't like this one. And ships shall come from the coast of Chittim, and shall afflict the shore, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever.
Yep. You break it down, bro.
Yeah, because Chittim lies over who? The Edomites.
Now, who was that was from Chittim?
Chittim lies over the Edomites.
Did you just read that? Somebody just mentioned Chittim.
Yeah, that's in the
First Maccabees
Read
1
it
and 1.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Read it again, bro.
Can't make it up. Yep. So First Maccabees 1 and 1, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim,
Woo!
had smitten Darius.
Numbers 24 and 24. And ships shall come from the coast of Chittim, and shall afflict the shore, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever.
Now, I've done my due diligence to the best of I could, based off my capacity. I looked up the Macedonian Empire to see where they went back to. Google told me nothing. Google, they went to the Macedonian Empire, but you really couldn't connect it to nothing, man. You was gonna say something, bro?
But nah, just when the Greeks came into power, like as mentioned, the ships coming from Chittim, pretty much they which is like all other empires before them, they became dominant in the old world. So that like they're mentioning nations they conquered within the east, man.
And then for Chittim, in the Hebrew, Strong's H3794, now says Kathayim, and you also have a definition, the Greeks or Romans on the shores opposite Palestine.
Yep, the Greeks and the Romans, man. So that was no small matter, because this hey, but like a shot, he showed the picture of the Bohemians, bro. Like the spirit was bringing out something about the Bohemians, bro, back during the French culture. All right, but that was no small matter when it came to Philip of Macedon, because that was the beginning of Esau's mind ruling the world. And this was Alexander was at 300 some BC, right? So by the time 330 BC roughly, when he came into power around 330 BC. Now by the time the apostles had the apostleship, all right, we're talking what 30 some years AD, roughly. But the point is, we had to get healed from the Grecian way. When the apostles were writing these letters, that was healing us from the Greco-Roman mindset. We were so Latin in that because we're talking about the churches that was dispersed. Go ahead.
Acts 18 and 24. And a certain Jew named Apollos, born at Alexandria, an eloquent man and mighty in the scriptures, came to Ephesus.
Say it again. It's a lot, bro.
This is back in Acts 18 and 24. And it reads, and a certain Jew named Apollos, born at Alexandria,
Alexandria, Egypt.
right.
But at that time, that was under Idumean rule.
Right.
Because that's where Cleopatra, she came under that the Pontus bloodline, right? I think she came from that Pontus I'm sorry, Ptolemy. She came from the Ptolemy.
Ptolemy.
She came from the Ptolemy dynasty, man. But at that time, that was basically Idumean rule in short.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, that was the beginning. You Edomites thinking that y'all Egyptians, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's why a lot of them claim it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
You know, fucking Egyptian.
Right.
And you Ishmaelites ain't no fucking Egyptians, man.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
An eloquent man and mighty in the scriptures came to Ephesus.
And you can only fathom that he was eloquent because he was from Alexandria, Egypt.
Right.
Alexandria, Egypt is where we had the library at.
Right.
So he was so-called educated
Yeah.
at that time.
Yeah.
You know, by their terms.
That's right.
He was a learned man.
Yeah.
You know? So, but the point was, man, what's that word we're in? We could hold that for right now. Spirit kind of switched momentarily. But when Alexander took over, man, that was the beginning of the world being leopardized. That was the beginning of good was bad and bad was good.
But like a point you had made a while back, I think you did a lesson on it. Hellenization was the beginning of Westernization.
Hellenization was the beginning of Westernization, and Alexander coming into power was the beginning of Hellenization, man.
Yeah, it's reincarnated.
It's reincarnated. It birthed it. Because Alexander, they showed you, he went around the Elon world naming animals. Because everything, our paradigm that we live in, the reality that we live in, was birthed from the Hellenized world. That's why every word you look up, it goes back to the Greek or the Latin. So our way of thinking, it came from the Greeks.
Yeah.
That's why Yahweh Shai, when he came on the earth, and especially when he set up the apostles, he was setting up the apostles to really restore the scattered Israelites back to the Hebrew culture, man.
Yeah, and it's spiritual too, because Captain Abaye had read out the numbers, dealing with ships coming from Kittim and afflicting Eber. You meditate upon Eber. There's a lot of nations that come out of Eber. Yeah. There's a lot of people that are what you would call Hebrew.
Yeah.
You know? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, they even made a point on Blue Letter a while back. You not only had scattered Jews or scattered Israelites, ultimately everybody was scattered, you know, to a degree.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I said, when the Greeks came into power, that flipped the world, man.
Flipped the world.
Because like, before the Grecians, you have to understand, before the, I'm gonna let you get your scripture.
No, go ahead.
Before the Grecians came into power, the world was, for lack of better words, like it was quiet. Definitely, that's definitely a good word. But the world was like nature, and it was like it was Eastern.
It was Eastern.
It was Eastern in different ways and different cultures. It was Eastern to the sense. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Esau came into power, that flipped the paradigm. And only thing we know in America is the Grecian. We can only go as far as back as the Grecian way. We're talking about what we learned in school.
Right.
But there was a world before Esau's world. And the world before Esau's world was Oriental, man. It was camels, it was different varieties of Hebrew or broken Hebrew. You see what I'm saying? It was Eastern. So, like I said, when Alexander came into power, man, that's why they love him so much, man. Their freak finally could do his thing, man. You know, those freaky ass Grecians could finally do their thing. Those same men, they got rejected by men like Job, by those shepherd kings like Job.
Right.
Them freaky ass, weird ass, Edomite boys got shoot it off, get. What you got, brother?
Hey, just to prove your point, First Maccabees 1:4, and he gathered, talking about Alexander, a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him.
But what do you think he also did with those countries? He influenced them.
That's right.
He influenced them.
That's it.
Because they even showed you in the movie Alexander that the Grecian way was like a form of liberty. So he spoke about democracy back then.
Yeah.
But really, that was the Idumean way of rebelling from the natural way.
Right.
Yeah, and they had their different philosophers.
Yeah.
But even showed like who was it? Aristotle was the teacher.
Aristotle, yep.
It was a J.
You know, and you had a lot of, you know, like the brother said, those top philosophers during the Greco era, a lot, you know, those top philosophers, they were Jake, but then they were still influencing you, you know, what Edom's way.
right.
Same thing today, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I will say this about Alexander, he did allow Jake
To do their thing.
to do
Yeah,
their thing.
yeah.
You know, really, what really just fucked up everything is when Antiochus came involved.
Yeah.
Because the reason why Alexander believed, because he seen a Levite priest breaking down prophecy to him in his
Right.
dream, man.
That's right.
You
Right.
know?
That's right, bro.
And they showed that in the movie.
They did. He's
Yeah.
still looking at the eagle.
That's right.
You know, because a priest, every culture has their so-called priest.
Right.
Like, you know, but we had our priest, those the right hand of the Most High, man. All right.
This John 19, verse 19. And Pilate wrote a title and put it on the cross, and the writing was Yahushua of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. This title then read many of the Jews, but the place where Yahushua was crucified was not to the city. It was written in Hebrew and Greek and Latin.
So, why did it say it was written in the Hebrew, Greek, and Latin? Because you had Jews, Hebrews, so-called black men and women, all right, speaking that Hebrew, speaking that Greek, speaking that Latin. All right, but like I said, we had to get healed, man. Those epistles was still in our mind in that Hellenistic culture, man. Fucking fools, man. People got demons on them, man. Trying to beat a red light. But those epistles that the apostles was writing, it was healing our minds. We had to get healed from the Western culture. Even coming to this truth, man. When you unplug from this shit, you realize, though, I gotta detox from this shit. All right.
What's going on, man?
Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 18. And I will persecute them with the sword, with the famine, and with the pestilence, and will deliver them to be removed to all the kingdoms of the earth.
That's why you had Acts the 2nd chapter in the 5th verse, how you had Jews that came to Jerusalem because of the high holy days, but they all came from Asia, Elam, speaking the language of their people. You know? Go ahead. You had those Hebrew communities, all right, amongst foreign nations.
Right.
Just how you had the Bohemians amongst the French, those underworld cultures. You know?
And again, that's the reason why Yahushua went to Egypt.
That's why Yahushua went, because he knew he could go to a Hebrew community there. Just how a foreigner that actually lives in China could come work. The Chinatown. And be good.
That's right.
And be good.
You can interconnect. Yeah,
Saw that connection. Saw that connection, man. You say, a Moabite could come to America and be somewhere in Chinatown, be good. Same thing, a Hamite. He could leave somewhere in Africa or Israelite in Africa, but he'll come to like a little Nigerian Yoruba community, especially Elam.
Blend in.
He go to a Hindu temple.
That's right.
So that's a beautiful point Spirit got us bringing out, man. All right, and that's why Yahushua left. What was he? Bethlehem.
Yeah, he was in Bethlehem.
And he left Bethlehem and went down to Egypt.
Yep. So like you said, you had those Alexandrian Jews.
Yep, that's right.
Yep, down there.
Yeah.
You know, they even cover some of that history in the book Josephus. You know, but yeah. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 26. I said I will scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
Don't get simple either, man. You flat earthers.
Yeah.
All right. How about Hashem Shai wasn't talking about literal corners?
Right.
That's a figure of speech for I will disperse you throughout the different parts of the world,
That's
man.
it.
Yeah, the four corners of the earth.
4 corners of the earth. Right.
Everything around us is round.
Right.
The earth gotta be flat. But I'm not even gonna bring out the energy, man. Like an atom is round.
Right.
Come on, man.
It is on it.
All right.
He says right here, Alexandria Jews were a community of people who settled in Alexandria, Egypt, beginning in the 3rd century BCE.
We're a community of people. And that's the point that brothers is bringing out eloquently, man. We had Hebrew communities throughout the different parts that we were scattered. Because when you have a culture that's distinct from the culture that you're surrounded by, you stay to yourself. We don't understand that in America because Jake was born and raised in the Greco-Roman Empire. Jake was born and raised in America. So we've been Hellenized like a mud. But if we went directly from Jerusalem to America, we would stick together as Hebrews, man. All right.
Matthew 2 and 15. And was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled, which was
I have to
spoken.
beat up a verse or two.
This is Matthew chapter 2 and 12. And being warned, well, let me start in verse 11. Matthew 2 and 11. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned of the Most High in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be you there until I bring you word. For Herod would seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed into Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt have I called my son.
Yep. You gotta go.
Okay. It says Jews were present in Alexandria when Alexander the Great founded the city in 332 BC.
And that's the reason why the angel instructed Joseph to take Yahushua to Egypt, because we had Israelite communities set up at that time for him.
You got in the car? Okay, there, we're man.
It says they were a significant part of the population under Alexander's successors.
Wait a minute, it just showed you the scriptures. He got Yahushua with the Egypt. His parents had to go to Egypt.
So who are they among?
Israelites.
They were in Israelite communities in Egypt, man. Right?
The Jews of Alexandria were central to the development of Hellenistic Judaism and translated the Torah into Greek, creating the Septuagint. The Jews of Alexandria were an autonomous community, meaning independent,
Yep.
with their own leaders, ethnarchs, and a council of 71 elders. They live in various parts of the city, including 2 of its 5 quarters during the Roman era.
So just how you have in New York, you have Chinatown, the Little Italy, things like that. You have the Hebrew town, the Hebrew world, man. You know, you might have a whole strip where it's just this is the Hebrew sect right here. So they making flatbread, they killing lamb, there ain't no swine being made, hopefully. It's the Hebrew world, man. You know?
It says the Jewish neighborhood was so large that some believe more Jews lived there than in Jerusalem.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you know what happens when you know a good example of that is what? Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh yeah, predominantly Jake.
It's predominantly Jake, and we're constantly spreading to Jake is seeping out into the suburbs. So it's more of us than the damn Christians out here, especially in the metropolitan area. We proliferate so freaking fast, man.
They're the real minority.
They're the real minorities, man.
Hey.
It says notable figures, many important Jew figures came from or studied in Alexandria, including Philo, Ben Sira, Tiberius Julius Alexander, and Josephus.
This is Acts 2 and 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men of every nation under heaven. Jump to the point. Verse 10. Phrygia and Pamphylia in Egypt, and in the parts of Libya about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes.
So now we understand, just like the Bohemians in Paris, we had an underground culture, a non-conventional culture in the different countries that we were dispersed to. But we kept our culture. But you know, I could have been going too deep. I don't know about saying they were Israelites, but the spirit of show. It's not far-fetched though. Bohemians.
So yeah, but bro, remember, we're scattered throughout all nations.
And they had their own Hebrew.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
and if I'm not mistaken, and brothers can correct me because a lot of videos come out. But if I'm not mistaken, I do recall the apostles talking about the gypsies. How a lot of those gypsies are Israelites.
Bro, I'm like, fuck it, man. Hey, them Bohemians, I believe they're Israelites, man. Cause like, come on, man.
Tommy Shelby. Oh man. Tommy Shelby,
Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Gypsies. They were Jakes.
Yeah.
Peaky
Blinders.
Blinders.
Spirit.
They were Jakes. They were Jakes.
Yeah, but then it has this really word peculiar people.
Yeah.
But
Watch
you know,
Peaky
so-
Blinders, man.
Hey, but
That's a great show.
I gotta watch them, bro.
And they had that artsy type of vibe. I like on that show, man.
But guess what's happening with Jake, bro? It happened in the 1970s, right? But it's happening again now. Jake is getting artsy and earthy.
Yeah, yeah.
The Bohemians were like artsy, earthy people, man.
They was more pushed, to the side compared to the, so-called, commoners.
They were lower class.
Yeah, they were lower class.
They were poor. But what they did was, this is so dope about Jake. I'm gonna say the Jake that was Bohemian, the Bohemian Jake, bro. This is so dope about him, bro. They use creativity because they couldn't afford to live that lavish life. So they made things dope with their art. You see what I'm saying? They accented their lifestyle with their creativity because they're poor.
Bro, like you cannot make it up. Like, the brother just, he was telling me how some Bohemian Jakes had approached y'all. Yeah. I kid you not, like when I was on plantation, I was looking up a Bohemian hat.
Bro,
I was actually just looking it up.
You know that? Guess what they said about Picasso? He had a lifestyle that was Bohemian. Like he was outside the dominant power structure. Especially Frederick Chopin, they said he had a Bohemian type lifestyle, like he was secluded. Yeah. But I'm like, why am I on Etsy? Why am I on Temu and Etsy looking up Bohemian style clothing?
Yeah.
Bohemian furniture, man. Cause I'm a fucking Bohemian, man. We're Bohemians, man.
Yeah.
All right, that artsy, earthy thing, man.
Yeah. Cause see, Esau, you don't want to make it seem like that's some hippie. Yeah. You a hipster, some 1970s. Psychedelic shit, but nah, it's like just Jake, like you said, like it's a natural. How come we from the earth?
I watched the documentary on the Bohemians. Guess what they coined them as?
What?
They were the hippies of that time.
Wow.
The Bohemians were the hippies of Paris. They were the hippies of Paris, man, of that time, man. Like you said, the punksters and stuff.
Wow.
So Esau said it, but he's not really wrong. But that's what they called the Bohemians in Paris. They're like those like the hippies of that time, man.
So of course, with Esau, he'll twist something, and that we started pretty much. Yeah. That's why he has that Bohemian Grove, where those so-called elected presidents or whatever, past presidents, that be walking in the fields naked out there.
Yeah.
Going back to that earthy type of vibe.
Yeah. You done totally twisted and inverted what Jake was doing, man.
You a freak, nigga. You a freak, nigga.
Like I said, going back to Alexander, like they spirit, man.
I think I was at Crunch Fitness, bro. I'm in the locker room. An old Edomite butt naked in the fucking locker room.
That's what they do.
That's what they do, man.
What President Nixon say about those presidents out there in Bohemian Grove?
What he said?
Got these faggots.
Yeah, they're all faggots.
The most faggoty thing you ever saw. Like
you got it a lot.
Ezekiel chapter 11 verse 16. Therefore thus said the Lord, although I have cast them afar off among the heathen.
Whoa, hey, that's a point right there. That's a bar right there. Although I have cast them off among the heathen, far. So we got into every culture and remixed it, and we was the way you know who we are. We were outcasts, we were underdogs, and we were peculiar in every culture. So Bohemians were peculiar in Paris. Jake is peculiar in America.
Guess what? The French used the Bohemian since the 15th century. What was taking place during the 15th century? The fucking Dark Ages.
Oh no, but the 15th century?
Yeah.
They was doing like the Spanish, Portuguese. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Because a lot was happening in the 1400s. Like that. Don't think it was just like an instant transition with Edom automatically had it. We had different strongholds still, man. Like, our presence was still heavy in Europe.
Right. Although the transatlantic slave trade was initiated, but we were still ruling in certain parts of Europe.
And we was knocking out the Edomite girls.
We were.
We was knocking out the Edomite girls, man. We like Italians. It's probably where that Bohemian look came from. We was knocking out the Edomite women, man. Yeah. And had them because you know who looks like a Bohemian?
Yeah, they got that look. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We was knocking off the Edomite women, man. I said what I said. All right. You got anything? Hey, bro, you want something?
Yeah, come. You go with the spirit.
You just go with the spirit, bro. We got your scripture, bro.
Although I have cast them afar off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet I will be to them as a little sanctuary.
These are the little sanctuaries, man. This is the great gathering. Yep. This is the great of the coaster.
And it's so heavy, these little sanctuaries, they're mainly in Babylon the Great, but they're also all over the earth, where we've been scattered, man. You know what I'm saying? So you got that sanctuary to come to. You know, like that we get the word sanctuary definition. You know, hey, because you know, we're refugees, man. You know what I'm saying? But this that place that you can come to, because now I was getting ready to take us home. You know, but the Spirit of brothers bringing this out, dealing with the dispersion of our people, because I was thinking about the movie X-Men First Class, and they had the one, you know, Jake Mutant, you know, which they had took him out. You know, obviously, you know, they don't allow Jake to last much in a lot of movies. They don't. You know, but that one particular Jake, his superpower was he had the ability to adapt. Like, you know, pretty much he had all the different superpowers. Really, he shouldn't have died. You know, but it just reminds you of the spirit of Jake. You know, although Jake was scattered all throughout the earth, the Lord put a spirit on Israel where they were able to adapt in all these different locations where he put them. You know, basically as a means of our seed surviving in the earth, man.
Knows his strength.
Yep.
Knows his power. He can adapt.
He could adapt.
There's no other nation can survive slavery and Jim Crow and all that shit. You know, getting diseases injected in us.
And still be here after that.
And still be here.
Man, we survived crack, man.
That's right.
Yeah, heroin, you know?
And we survived black culture.
Yep.
Single motherhood.
Yep.
You know, all put together. You know, we survived Jeezy and T.I. and Boosie. Them niggas was enchantments to give it to us by Esau, man.
Yep.
You know?
And it all deals with the curses.
Yeah.
You know, the spirit spoken of in what, Deuteronomy 28 and 45? You know, to survive crack.
Yeah.
Black culture. You know?
Yeah, you got some ninja coming out, but you know, he's not the only one. A lot of men, you know, pretty much hurt because they didn't want to deal with the afflictions of the truth. So they leave in the Hebrew Israelite camps. You know, this one dude gonna say, you know, survive in the camps. You know what I'm saying? Got his little trucker hat on top of shit. You know, but what about surviving the curses, man? See, we didn't put the curses on you. We all under the curses for our disobedience, man. You act as if you the only one. You know? Because Jay want to be in Christianity because it's that feel-good spirit, man. But being out here where it's real, this is dealing with the reality of things. You didn't want to deal with reality, so you went back into the world, man. You know? But hey, the Lord set up these sanctuaries for our healing. Hey, if you leave this truth, you leave in the healing, man. You know?
Leaving the therapy session.
Yeah, you leaving the therapy. You know? Go ahead, bro.
This is a biblical outline usage for the word sanctuary.
Yep.
A sacred place, sanctuary, holy place of a temple, of a tabernacle.
Right, so the Lord set up temples all over the earth, man. You know, which are these altars, basically, these camps, these Hebrew Israelite camps. These will be those sacred places. You know, those temples. And as it's written, you are the temple of the living power. That's why you don't see us out here, you know, in a building. You know, y'all want to be like, where's our place of worship? Out here. You know, the word church means to call out. Going back to the Greek, ecclesia. That's where you get the book Ecclesiastes. It means to call out, a calling. You know, going into preacher. You know, we do that out here, man. You know, but the point is, us being scattered among the heathen, but the Lord set up this truth, you know, and send out his servants, the prophets, set up these sanctuaries. This for us to find our way home, you know, because the Lord, he's about to get ready to get us up out of here, man. You know, go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 18, verse 20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of them.
Right, and y'all want to talk mess about the camps, but that's a camp right there. 2 men, 3 men, or more, that's a camp.
Even if it's just one.
Oh yeah, and even if it's one, that's a one-man camp. That's what does the word camp mean? Camp mean army. So if you got to be a lone soldier for a minute before you start having men gathered to you via the Spirit. You got to be a one-man camp for a while. And the Lord will send brothers your way. You know, it's happened, man. You know? This is there on that? Yeah, that was there on that. That's okay.
Ecclesiastes 4 and 9. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
Right. They have a good reward for their labor because there's more support. You know, when you by yourself, man, it's very laborious, man.
Right.
You know, and then the thing is, we don't want to be in that spirit because, you know, the truth is about growth. You can't grow when you isolated. You know, now it's a balance to it. The Lord does deal with the spirit when you alone, but at the same time, the Lord is dealing with the church, man.
Yeah.
You know, because if you by yourself, then who's gonna correct you? You know, you're not gonna see all your flaws, man. You're not gonna see every single thing you're doing. Like, that's why you have the body.
Right.
You know, there's more of a support system when it's more than just you. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 10. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. So think about if you're at camp and you need a precept.
Yep.
Or you got somebody to read for you and bring you out precepts as the other one is prophesying, man.
Yep.
Holding the camera,
Yep.
if need, if you forgot to stand.
Yep.
Right?
Or if an actual altercation break out.
Yeah.
On a physical level, which, you know, the Wadi how about Shemi Shai, and the Lord, he pretty much, you know, been having it to where we don't got to deal with that, you know. And sometimes it may happen, you know, but it's more of a thing that can happen when you by yourself.
That's right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
And but woe to him that is alone when he falls, for he has not another to help him up.
Yeah, once again, it's more difficult.
Right.
Not to say you can't do it, but, you know, it's speaking humbly, you know. Hey, we come in the spirit of the prophets. Brothers have been out there by themselves, man. And what did the Lord do? It's like, bro. But what did the Lord do? The Lord put them with men. If that was the case, if he didn't, you know, want to set up camps, every brother be out here by themselves, man. You know, the Lord set up these sanctuaries, man. You know? You know what I'm saying? Right, bro. You got it, man.
So, bro, how was it for you when you was teaching by yourself, bro?
You know, it was you know, the Lord was with me, but you know, it was a little bit heavy. But you know, dealing with you brothers, you know, through the well, through the unicorn, you know, I felt, you know, inspired that, you know, I was connected with y'all, but it was the spirit on me to come, you know, come to y'all.
It's tougher, man. If you by yourself, it's tougher.
You gotta break that ice, man.
You gotta bring up.
And then you gotta read, you gotta speak, find the scriptures.
Right.
You might not know what the scripture is, you might forget where it's at, you might have to stop and blue letter it.
Right.
But if you're using your phone, you can't stop and blue letter it,
The
man.
warrior's work.
When people see that it's you by yourself, they might get a little more bold.
That's right.
So it's scary. Even coming out with two people.
Yeah.
When me and a former camp leader used to come out, it was scary the first time. Then the spirit take over.
Yeah.
You know? When the spirit take over, you a hot boy. You know?
Hey, since you said that, verse 11, again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone?
Well, like you brought up the lesson, bro. Conduction.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh, well, see? You know? Hey, even on a physical level, dealing with the relationship between, you know, male and female, you know, man and woman. The Lord spoke about Adam. It's not good for man to be alone.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Hey, the Lord wants you around other people. That's how you grow. That's how you learn. You know, I was thinking about it too. I was thinking about our Hebrew names. Like, there's a message in every brother's name. You know, your purpose is in your name, but you know, the Spirit got it to where you learn by way of the gift the Lord gave you, but you also learn by way of the gift the Lord gave other brothers. You know, and the Lord, and He'll put that Spirit on you. Like, Lord, I have you around a particular brother. You know, like, man, you know what? The Spirit of that brother name, you know what? I need to be more quiet.
Right.
Or you know, you be around another brother, like, man, like, you know, I need to have more of a mightier spirit. You know? You know what I'm saying? Well, I need to work on my relationship with Yahweh Shemel Shai more. I need to walk with the Lord, you know, like Enoch did. You know, it's a message, you know, in brothers' names, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But just dealing with the topic of the camps, the Lord wants you to be around other men, bro. You know, because Lord willing, you know, if we endure, if we're gonna be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, you're gonna be around other men. You know? So get used to it.
Scripture says iron sharpens iron.
Yep, going back to that conduction. You know, you have heat. You know?
Like even on a corner level, you think about when the pandemic came around.
Yep.
When Esau had people concentrated in the house, you know, it was that social distancing. Look how many people were getting bugged out because they couldn't be social. You know,
And
the
the
Lord,
more-
I was saying, Lord, He created us to be social creatures.
That's it. And that's the point. The Most High created us to be social. When you look up that term social in the etymology, it means devoted to or relating to home life. But it also means living with others. That's the reason why we receive the law, statutes, and commandments, so we can know how to deal with each other and things of that nature.
Yeah,
To back your point up, we had civil laws.
Yeah.
We had moral laws.
Right.
These are not laws that you dealt with as an individual.
Right.
This is laws to deal with disputes.
That's right.
It's laws that help you be civilized. Because that's where we get the word civilized from civil.
That's right.
So it's laws that help you deal with your fellow man.
That's right.
So that's the beginning. That's civilization right there. Is the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
But learning how to deal with other people. It was a particular. I think it's like a comedic Jake. He was an older Jake. He was like, what did he say? He said the white man has never been civilized. Because he said in order to be civilized, I'm roughly paraphrasing. He said in order to be civilized, you got to know how to live with other people. You have to know how to be at peace with people. He said the white man only knows warfare. He only knows how to have warfare. He doesn't know how, like the Iroquois Indians, the so-called Iroquois Indians, they had civilization. They know how to dwell amongst other tribes, man. So you're not civilized, and all you know is warfare, man. And one of the one of the versions of the book of Genesis where it said Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. It may be the ASV. It said Jacob was a civilized man dwelling in tents.
Wow.
It's a blue letter Bible. It's one of those translations. It might be ASV. It might be another one. But it said Jacob was a civilized man because ultimately the laws make you civilized. Your brother's made a beautiful point that you have to know how to dwell with other men. You're not civilized unless you know how.
Yeah, because the earth is a house.
Yep.
You know, in the house you live with other people. It's not just you, man.
You have housemates, roommates.
Yep.
Wow. It comes with house rules.
House rules.
Yep, the laws. Yes, morning, bro.
No, that's it, bro.
You got something?
This is Exodus chapter 18, verse 13. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood by Moses from the morning until the evening. And when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, "What is this thing thou dost to the people?"
Yeah, so if if this tactic was wearing out our forefather Moses, then who are we? Because our forefather Moses, Masha, he was judging Israel by himself before he took the advice from his father-in-law Jethro, to set up their order within Israel, to set up those different captains. You know what I'm saying? So showing you it's not a one-man thing. It's like the elder brother Barack Gabar from the main camp said years ago, get out of that lone wolf spirit, which, we balance stuff out here. We understand that the majority of your time you are gonna be alone, and then you should know how to deal with being alone, but at the same time, us being around each other is a blessing, man. It's a privilege, because imagine for the men that don't have it, but I'm gonna say, because it was some on my spirit, I was thinking about men, you know how you'll examine yourself, and be like, man, like, I feel like I ain't being useful. Like, man, you just look at like, man, I need to work on myself. I pray I'm being useful, to the body. When I start meditating on it, I'm like, okay, like, what can I do to help? You know what I'm saying? Instead of just, thinking I need to, do my own thing. Okay, like, what else can I do to help? And I'm just saying that because, that spirit can come on, brothers, man. But once again, for the men that work out there by themselves, I'm sure now that they got men with them or that they've joined camps, hey, it's much better, man. Hey, look at the brother, I'm the one I buy. He's with the DC brothers, man. Yeah. That brother ain't out there by himself no more,
If I could just add too, and then you can be a lone wolf and still be part of the camp, but it's a balance to it. So I was watching TikTok. So you had like the wolf pack. You had 4 sections. You had, so what the lone wolf does is he's an alpha male, right? So the first sector, he'll have like the old wolves. They'll set the tempo for the camp. So behind the old pack of the old wolves, you will have the second sector, you will have the younger wolves. Then you will have the females and the cubs, and then you will have the best fighter wolves. And then an alpha male, which is the lone wolf, he's behind, letting everybody else go ahead as he's watching everything from afar.
Wow.
But he's still part of the camp. He's still, but that's in righteousness though, you know, like you said, when you break it down like Zaquan is saying, if you got a camp, you're supposed to be part of that camp, man. And that's a blessing.
So whenever your camp has a live stream, they have lessons, they have get-togethers, you're supposed to join.
You're supposed to join.
Because you could be a solitary person, but when it's time to get it in, you gotta get it in.
Right.
Get it in.
Some men, they don't have a family.
Right.
So when they go home, they're automatically in that lone wolf state.
Right.
But you gotta know how to balance that out by being with the brothers, man.
And I thought about that thing. I think it was it Jacob, when basically when he was about to meet Esau, and how he kept Rachel and was it Benji in the back. So if he did something, he would have a chance to break away. I was like, damn, that shit was deep.
Yeah. You know, having them in line to protect them.
Right.
You know,
right.
I said the alpha male spirit.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's the real way you're supposed to be a lone wolf. You know?
Yeah. In the sense that you still a part of the fold.
And you're functioning with the fold.
Functioning with the fold, man.
Yeah. Oh, they going out to camp there, I'm not going. Oh, they gonna fellowship, I ain't with it. No, you in the wrong spirit.
But you got brothers they're solid, they're observant, they kind of cutthroat.
Yeah.
But they gotta protect the spirit over the brothers, man.
That's right.
You know?
Like in verse 7:14. Why sittest thou alone, thyself alone, and all the people stand by thee from morning unto evening? Most sons his father-in-law, because the people come unto me to inquire Yahweh, and when they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and his laws. And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, the thing that thou doest is not good. Thou wilt surely wear away both thou and this people that is with thee, for this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it.
Can I say something for him?
That's it.
And think about Moses' spot. You have to judge millions of people every fucking day. You know, and the real reason why the Most High paired him up with the heathen, so he could receive that knowledge from his father-in-law. He was a tribesman.
Yep. That was the whole point of him, like you said, dealing with that Cushite woman.
Yeah.
It was to receive his counsel. You know? And it's a spirit because we basically had it to this day, man. Because the Heavenly Father deals with government. You know? And that's one thing that you'll increase in when you are a part of what they call a camp. Because everybody hate the camps all of a sudden. You increase in judgment when you're a part of a camp, man. You know? I mean, I noticed when the Lord had me out there when I was alone, my output was good, but input, it wasn't really where it needed to be. Then once again, you know, I think Jake want to be by themselves, you know, for men that hate the camps, you want to be by yourself because it's a comfort thing. Like you comfortable being alone, but like brother said, it's a balance with that, man. You know, you got to learn how to deal with people. You know, you got to learn to deal with different spirits, man.
Iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
You know.
And then the camp is gonna hold you accountable. You have to be responsible. You know, you're gonna have to do things when you don't feel like doing things.
Jay don't like that standard.
Exactly.
Yep.
And why people hate kills, what how was shining the 12 disciples were.
Right.
That was a camp.
That was a camp. That was the standard, right? And Yahushua, he's the standard. What we should follow. You know?
Along with brothers' names, then you look at brothers' behavior. Brother got certain characteristics that you don't have, or you might not be strong in that, but he's an example of that part of your behavior that you can sharpen in, man. You know, whether it's teaching or just his day-to-day. How he navigates with people in everyday life, man.
Yep.
You know? And I can tell you from being the only son, you know what I mean? Like it's good to be around other men. You know? Older than you, younger than you, all that, man. You know?
Verse 19, hearken now unto my voice, I will counsel thee, and the Most High shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to God must read as is to God words, that thou mayest bring the cause unto Yahweh, and unto thou shalt teach the ordinance and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk, and work that they must do.
Right, and that's the point. Basically, the more serious matters, Moses would deal with, but like the elder was mentioning, particular civil matters, things of it's important, but of less importance. That's what those different captains would deal with. And when they got real serious, then they go up top. So it's the same thing repeat itself. And once again, Lord willing, we those men, you need to already be in that spirit. You can't just hop in that spirit when the Lord appear, man. You already had need to make that adjustment.
That's crazy how burdensome it was on Moses' flesh.
Yeah.
You counseling all these people. You know how Jake is.
Yeah, Jake Hardhead.
They be exaggerating their problems. Things of that sort.
Then like,
you got it.
I'm about to say, then one man, doing that by himself, that would cause dissension among the people because everybody trying to get a voice in. But now you got this. It's been divided up. Now you can go this person. They giving it to you, and then something can't don't know or can't handle it. They bring it up of that chain of command, of that society, I forgot what it's called, society, just society ladder, and it's going up and up and creating that order.
If I may say this too, don't be looking down at brothers because they might be younger than you or they got certain ways about them that you may have grown out of. All right, in the spirit, they might still have more rank than you, man. Or just the fact that they're men of the Lord, you still gotta respect that. You gotta look at them through the spirit, man.
Reverence that.
Yeah, when you got that lone wolf spirit, you start losing that spiritual eye. You don't look at them through the spirit no more.
Yeah.
They might have little shortcomings and this and that, but we all do, man.
You're not perfect.
Yeah, you might look at brothers like I wouldn't hang with them, but they looking at you like they wouldn't hang with you. It's the same shit.
And the scripture says in the Apocrypha, hell, it may be you today, me tomorrow.
That's it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you looking at the brother like I wouldn't hang with him if I went in his truth. He looking at you like he wouldn't hang with you if you went in his truth. He went in the truth, man.
And that's a fucked up spirit to have.
Yeah, that's
what's
a demon.
fucked up. That's a demon.
Yeah, that's a demon, bro.
So yeah, a lot of you niggas, man, y'all when you got by yourself, Saints start talking to you, you ain't rebuke that, man.
Yeah. And it be the toe and the pinky that's gonna make it on them ships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you getting removed from the captain ship. And this is Acts 14 and 22, confirming the spirits of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Yeah, it's a spirit too, because when it comes to the body now, each brother's hell is intensifying. And I was listening to the brothers from the Bay Area. They had recently went to Dallas. I want to say it was Hanak and the brother Warba. I was listening to they in transit. But some they said it was in the spirit. They said something, but it reminded me of what Elder Bishop Tazadagba said. Like, in his truth, you can go through some shit, and you can go through some shit, and you can go through some more shit. But even through that, we gotta keep moving. And it's not easy, but this is what it take, This is what it take, man, because Spirit had got on say last week. The Lord is having to where speaking to Jake, the Lord is having to where brothers are basically adapting to different things. That way, when this society collapses, you pretty much know them, man. Like you didn't seen it. You didn't been through particular things. Okay, I understand it now, or I understand this, and just our reaction has changed.
Yeah. I'm sorry, brother. Keep going.
No, you got it.
Hey, Elder Pascal, brother, talking about taking cold showers now, man. All right, brother, talking about eating one meal a day, or maybe one major meal a day. What else, man? Just different things. You should say
I
something.
said being numb to being called rapists over the years.
Yeah, being numb.
So
yeah.
when that persecution trial comes from Esau, you know, it's like we already been there, man. We know how it is. It's to experience something like that.
Some brothers' wives have already left with the kids, so that great persecution ain't gonna be a shock if, you know what I mean? Or you can comfort a brother that happens when it happens to him. We've already lost our women and all that stuff, man.
Several times, though.
Yeah, several times, and we're numb to it now.
In verse 23, this is the point. And when they had ordained them elders in every church and had prayed with fasting, they commended them to the Lord on whom they believed.
Elders in every camp, basically.
Yeah.
You know, the churches are camps. Stop being simple when it comes to words, man.
That's right.
You know, at the end of the day, the Lord ain't dealing with men that basically want to do their own thing and just window shop. Because guys that'll be against the camps, what you'll do, you'll pick and choose what you want from each camp.
Right.
And then you'll, like, you know, mix it, and you know, you'll fuse it and say, well, okay, well, this is what I'm gonna teach.
Right.
You know?
Well, the Most High is working with me solely. And I'm gonna say this also in the Greek, when you investigate that term elders, also a definition is a ranking or an office. A ranking or an office. You know?
And it's for order. It's not even to be high-minded.
Yeah.
Right.
It's for order.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the house of David originally started with King Masha. When Jethro gave him that structure, that was the original house of David.
Right.
All right. And
That proves he was David in the spirit.
He was David in the spirit, man. That was the house of David.
Right.
And it came back through the spirit, I believe, through great millstone.
Yeah.
All right. The captain over 50, captain over 10. That's the body.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's scary too. It's scary because even when you go back to you know, former heads of camps, whether they was kicked out or they just went their own way, or, you know, whatever happened with them, I mean, I can say just, you know, based off of dealing with, you know, those men when they were among us, even though they was off, the fact that they was in that position, the Lord still had a spirit on them. You know, like while they was around, you know, like the Lord, he had a certain spirit on those former heads, you know, but showing you, the Lord, he is dealing with this. Now, if, you know, those men leave, they do their own thing, they different, but the spirit is dealing with this, man. You know, that's how serious it is. You got it out.
Right. It's Ephesians 4:15. But speaking the truth in love may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Hamashiach Yahushua.
Right, because when you look at these different churches or camps, these are just different parts of his body, man. Because this ain't all of us, you know. You know, you see one little sanctuary in Jackson, Mississippi, you know. But then you got other brothers all over Babylon, beginning with our elder apostles, elder bishops out of New York and Connecticut. But then you got brothers all over the earth, you know.
Verse 16, from whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, make it increase in the body unto the edifying of itself in love.
Right, so how can you contribute or add those nutrients, you know? How can you do that when you're not connected to the body?
Right.
You know, we pray to stay connected to the body. That's the whole point. You know,
if I may add, when you eat food, right, that food feeds the blood, and that turns into fat, and that turns into bone marrow, and that turns into bone. And you see, one thing feeds the other thing, man. It trickles down, man. It starts from the top, from you putting it in your mouth, but it trickles down to the body. The whole body eats, man.
And the body is Yahweh Shah.
Yep.
So from a spiritual sense, when you don't want to be amongst your camp, you really don't want to be around Yahweh Shah.
Yep.
Because what Yahweh Shah say, with 2 or 3 are gathered, I'm in the midst of them. So that's Satan on y'all niggas, man.
Nothing should draw you from the body, man. Especially in these scary times, man. I don't want to be by myself. I got shook up during COVID. The C-19, I was like, shh. You know, shook up in a sense like you want to be around brothers, man.
Hey, one of my favorite lyrics from Tupac.
Yeah. It's right, man.
Shit.
that's some real shit, though.
That's some real shit.
You know, it's good.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 15. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body?
You need your feet.
That's right.
So you can't walk, man. You know, and your feet support you.
Right.
You know, going back what the brother was reading. You know, when you have you know one or two more, you can help each other, man. You can help each other up. You know.
Well, bro.
And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am now of the body, is it therefore not of the body?
And you got some brothers that are just sponges. They're just ears. You know, watch everything or hear everything. They observe, but they read spirits. You know, they're able to help brothers because they know brothers. You know,
That's a gift in itself.
yep.
And it's so many brothers that stricten brothers behind the camera, and you wouldn't even know. And they might have one or two views on their videos, but in real life they have impact, man. You know.
Verse 17, if the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? And if the whole body hearing, where were smelling?
Right, and the thing is, see, y'all hate us because we don't be doing those unity camps. You know, for you cats out there that's big on those, but we do have unity amongst the body. You know, because we all believe in the same thing, man.
One band, one sound.
One band, one sound.
And you didn't see Yahweh hang with the Sadducees and the Pharisees.
Let's link up, y'all.
Yeah, he was amongst the disciples.
But that's
man.
excellent. That's a video. That's an excellent point. You know, wow.
But now,
Wait a minute, you got it.
but now have Yahweh Shema Shah set the members, every one of them in the body, as it have pleased him.
Right, and it's so heavy because, like I say, the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. And the point Elder Apostle Gabar made a while back, you think that, you know, that the Heavenly Father is not going to give to each member of the hopeful elect the different gifts, you know, that's for them, you know, because it's gifts dispensed via the Holy Spirit, depending on, you know, what each particular prophet is coming back, man. You know, but the thing is, not only one man has it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You can learn how to be just a better man from brothers.
Yeah.
Or be more responsible.
Yeah, all that.
Manage money, you know what I'm saying? You know, just be more on time. You know, you work on your punctuality or whatever the case. Or just one man, you just watch his behavior, just see how, you know, how the brother move. And you better in yourself, man.
Learning social skills.
Learning social skills.
Skills.
Yeah, man. You know?
At the end of the day, it's all edification. But you still getting built up in the spirit.
Yep.
You know? And you conform more into the image of Yahweh Shai. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. You got it, bro.
Because some Elder Z has said a while back, and you process it, you know, cause we go through it, but it ain't for us to be through. You know, put it like that. If something don't challenge you, it don't change you.
Real shit.
You know, because we gotta be challenged because there's different things that we're missing, or different things that we need to work on, man, before we make it to that chariot. Which makes sense. That's why we ain't been delivered yet. You know, things gotta play out, but at the same time, there's different things the Lord He demands of us before we take it up. You know. Yeah.
All right, with that, we hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kakodash.
Double underscore elder apostles, elder bishops, and great ministers we well. Peace and blessings. Help the world into the house of David the elect. Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.
Kwame Yashalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.